Welcome all. Welcome to the initial demo video of ClientSome, explaining how you could use the platform effectively in our quest to collate actionable insights from our potential and current customers or other important stakeholders such as our employees, partners, our vendors, who collectively play an important role in the successful operations of your company or while branding that in the market. So as you know, ClientSome helps you target the two most important business pillars effectively, which is your retention of customers and acquisition of new footfall or customers by empowering you to connect with your customers such that they spread positive word of mouth for your brand in the market. So while I run you through the platform, you'll observe it's powerful, yet very simple to use with no technical knowledge required, which at times becomes a bottleneck to extract full value from any technical product for that matter available in the market. So although ClientSome is simple to use, but still allows you to do your branding effectively. It's flexible to run on any platform. Plus, you could get real-time updates or alerts for anything interesting or alarming, which may need immediate action to make sure that it doesn't take a hit on your brand. So for instance, if there's an irritated customer who shared some feedback with you, so you would want to make sure that a follow-up is taken then and there so that it's not churn. And at the same time, it does not, or that customer does not spread bad word of mouth for you in his circles on social media and so on and so forth. So on that note, let's start our targeted journey to have a walkthrough of how we can use ClientSome effectively. So this is the dashboard once you have logged into the system of ClientSome, which indicates as to how many surveys you have built, how many participants are there, response rate, conversion rate, plus this pie indicates how many responses are there by the survey that you would have created. It's a quick snapshot. And lastly, on the left, which says active surveys and NPS. So this is the global benchmark for Net Promoter Score, which is used globally to understand how likely your current customers or potential customers are to promote you as a brand when they sit with their friends and family, which is a big barometer to understand how strong your brand is, how the customers will promote you, and how much more business you can expect from those customers and the narrations that they give to their friends and families who can get you more business. So it's measured on -100 to 100. So there are 3 surveys, for instance, on the demo that we have created. So the ratings are 42, 50, and for this it's probably 0, wherein there are only 2 people who would have participated. So we move on. We have this manage section, under which the first section is about users, which indicates you can create a user at your end. So the link that or the password that you'd be given would be for a owner user. He can create multiple users for your multiple sites, offices. Secondly, it's survey settings, which is the second step in ClientSome, wherein you create your own form settings by simply clicking add setting. So here you get this form which you fill with the survey name that you want to create and the sets of information or the pieces that you want to capture while you are fielding a survey with your customers or your potential customers on whatever Facebook page, website, in guerrilla marketing. Plus within that, so for instance, if I want first name, last name, phone number, email, and probably city, just to make sure that I have profiles created by customers as to how they behave, maybe in Bangalore vis-a-vis to Delhi, which helps me strategize and plan better. Within that, I just need if phone numbers as mandatory, that people are not able to submit their inputs without filling in the phone number. So I can click on required and I simply save the changes. So I would have a form like this, which I could use when I'm creating my surveys. Second is your branding or ad theme. Here you can simply drop the logos that you want to drop in here, or you can just simply take that from your system, name again the theme that you're creating. For instance, if it's Holi time or Diwali time, so you can name the themes accordingly, and then you can have a theme or a background in the survey. It could be any color from the palette that you want to select, or simply you can have a picture. You can drop a picture here again at the background as the background theme, and you create that, and you after saving, then you create a survey. So while you're creating a survey, so we have already created a few samples here. So one would be your NPS survey, or others could be, there could be 100 different ways of collating and collecting inputs from your customers or from your employees, partners. So here we have created something for your customers, employees, a customer satisfaction survey. So you simply click on add survey, you name the survey, you select the industry. So you select the industry because there are multiple industries already active in the system with the industrial benchmark score. So wherein you can benchmark yourself against your competitors or your peers to see what is the gap, where do you stand with your competitors. You select the theme that you would have created, you select the form settings that you would have created, select the start date, end date for the survey, put the tagline for that discussion or that input or survey that you want to put just below the logo. So you just write it here and this will be displayed just below your logo. And in this, you indicate a message that you want to show on the last page once the inputs or the survey has been submitted. So for instance, you can take people on your website by simply saying, please click on www.clientsome.com for more offers and events. Or you can take them to your Facebook page, some events that you may have, creative newsletters, so on and so forth, just to make sure you use this also as a part of or process of your branding or getting more interaction with your customers. And you save that. So you would have created a survey like this, wherein you then need to add questions. So you just select questions. For instance, this one. So I select questions and I can add questions here, wherein I can select the rating, what kind of a question I want to put. It's NPS, it's rating, it's text, single select, multiple select. I put the question. I can even put logics here, that if, for instance, I want to ask, select A to proceed. So if somebody would have selected A out of the 4 options, then only it will allow you to proceed. Otherwise, it will end the survey. So I can put all those logics here. Again, it's very simple to use. And whatever questions I'm building, I'll get a complete hang of it, or I can view the questions below. So I just build a question, I add that. And once I've created all the questions, I submit the save change button. So that would create a survey for me like this, wherein I can view the survey to see how exactly the survey would look like while we are sharing the survey with anybody. And if I want to edit that, I simply click this edit button, and I'll have this survey in front of me, and I could edit the survey. Or if I want to edit the questions, I simply click on questions button. The NPS and pivot report button are the analytical systems, which if I select NPS, so I go to the page wherein I get all the NPS ratings. So this is the industrial benchmark. This is the score that I have based on the inputs that I have got from my respondents. How many customers are dissatisfied or are detractors in the NPS language or lingo? How many people are promoters? So if I want to see, I just simply click on the green part to see my promoters. What are their email IDs, phone, whatever information I've captured, what they have to say as part of feedback. What is their sentiment towards my brand? So that is part of the sentiment analytics, which is also running in this. I can sort this, and instead of reading all the comments, I can simply sort that, the sentiment number, and I can go through that based on my liking. I could view who exactly said what. I can view that, so that if I want to do a constructive follow-up, I can do that, and I can do a follow-up here. I can create actions or follow-ups as to what exactly is to be done for this particular case, if somebody is not happy or if he is dissatisfied. Going back, I can create my alerts. Once I've created my survey, I can create my alerts, wherein I could simply create a principle. I create a rule. For instance, I put a alert for detractors. I select the survey, which survey I want to put this on. I select the question type, I select the question, I put the email address as to who should receive the answer or the alert. If that rule is met, I put the score, as in I select if in rule it should be score, comments or sentiment. So if I select a score, for instance, I can select that range in which if the rating is given, it should trigger an alert to either Akhil, or probably I can have multiple people here. I say for detractors, less than threshold is 8, or I would say, sorry, 7. So anybody who's rating on 0 to 6, I should get an alert on this email ID and I can do a follow up then and there. So that is what alert is, which helps me make sure that I am always on top of my customers at any given point of time. And I can do the right follow-ups to make sure there's no churn and there's no bad word of mouth. Then there is this contact tab wherein you have all the contact list or the database that I would have created while I am taking this input. So if anybody would have participated on any of the surveys whatsoever I've created on my website, on app, on Facebook page, or in guerrilla marketing, all of that is getting captured here for a quick review. So this creates a complete customer database for me, which I can copy. I can take that out in Excel. I can export that. I can have a column visibility, and I can put manually also. I can add contacts manually also. For instance, if I am in my site or in my store wherein I may not be using a full-fledged CRM, so I can even use this as a quasi CRM, which is a big plus. Then the last one is contactless. So here, instead of probably running a blind discussion or blind survey, I can also do a closed loop survey wherein I simply drop a list that I have created, which can be created based on any objective that I have. And it could be for a specific targeted set of people or a segment. It could be for a gender. It could be for a specific age group. It could be only for my employees, my specific customers who buy in some specific range, so on and so forth. So there could be 100 ways in which I could create my own lists, my closed loop surveys, and I only run that survey with a selected set of people, and then I start analyzing what kind of results I'm getting from them, which would help me strategize and plan better. The last tab is for NPS and smart reporting. NPS we've already observed earlier also. This would give me a complete snapshot of what kind of inputs I've got from my respondents or my potential or current customers or other stakeholders for that matter on NPS, and what I need to do on that front. And smart reporting is wherein I'll get everything on a click of a button. I don't need to be a technical guy or an analyst to run this. I simply click on these buttons on the top and I can get my charts created, and I can even get an export for my internal discussions with my management, and plan accordingly. So this is a quick snapshot of ClientSome platform. Please keep following this. We will be sharing more demo videos by each of the subcategories to emphasize or deep drill on how the system works. Thank you.